Picture this. You wake up, stretch a little, and head to the kitchen to start your day with a tall glass of water, thinking this is the healthy way to kick things off. It feels like the right thing to do. After all, hydration is key, right? But what if that morning ritual, something you've done for years, might not be as helpful as you thought, especially if you're over 60? I know that sounds surprising, but hear me out. I'm here to share some gentle insights that could make a big difference. As we age, our bodies change, and even simple habits like drinking water in the morning can affect us in unexpected ways if we're not careful. I'm not here to alarm you. I'm here to help you feel more in control, because those small routines we trust can sometimes quietly impact our digestion, blood pressure, and even our heart health. Over the next 40 minutes, we'll walk through the 4 biggest mistakes seniors make when drinking water in the morning. And more importantly, how to fix them in a way that's easy, gentle, and fits into your life. Stay with me until the end, because mistake number 3 might surprise you. It seems healthy at first, but it could be throwing your body off balance. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment, helping you start your day in a way that truly supports you. If you're ready to make your mornings work for you, drop a comment below saying, "I hydrate smart," and let's get started. Also, if you'd like more caring, straightforward tips like these, subscribe to our channel. Here, we believe aging should feel wise and empowered, not overwhelming. Let's dive in. Let's start with the first mistake, one that's so easy to overlook: drinking cold water first thing in the morning. I know it sounds harmless, maybe even refreshing, but let's talk about someone like Tom, a 71-year-old from Arizona. Tom was a creature of habit. Every morning, he'd shuffle to the fridge, pour himself a tall glass of ice-cold water, and drink it down quickly, thinking it was the best way to wake up his system. It made him feel sharp, like he was doing something good for his health. But over time, he started noticing some troubling signs. Right after drinking, he'd feel a heavy ache in his stomach, sometimes even cramps that lasted for hours. His hands would get chilly, and he'd shiver a bit, even on warm Arizona mornings. At first, he brushed it off, thinking, "I'm just getting older. This must be normal." But what Tom didn't realize, and what many seniors don't know, is that cold water on an empty stomach can actually jolt your body in ways that aren't helpful. Here's why. As we age, our digestive system becomes more delicate. The lining of your stomach gets thinner, and your blood vessels don't respond as quickly as they used to. When you drink cold water first thing in the morning, it can constrict the blood flow to your stomach, slowing down digestion and causing discomfort. That sudden temperature drop can even affect your internal balance, leading to a slight drop in your body's core temperature. And here's where it gets a bit more concerning. For some seniors, especially those with heart conditions, that cold shock can trigger a mild reaction in the vagus nerve, which helps regulate your heart rhythm. This might make you feel lightheaded, dizzy, or just a little off, and you might not even connect it to your water habit. Now, you might be thinking, "But I've always heard cold water gives you a boost." And I get it, that's what we've been told. We associate cold with alertness, like a splash of energy to start the day. But for an aging body, that jolt isn't a wake-up call. It's more like a shock to the system. So what's a better choice? Start your day with room temperature or slightly warm water instead. It's much gentler on your stomach, easier for your body to absorb, and it doesn't stress your system. If you want to add a little flavor, try a slice of lemon or a few cucumber slices. It's refreshing, supports gentle detox, and hydrates your cells without the shock. Let's make this practical. Tomorrow morning, fill a glass with water the night before and leave it on the counter so it's at room temperature by the time you wake up. Sip it slowly and notice how your body feels. Does your stomach feel calmer? Your energy more steady? You might be surprised at how much better you feel without that cold jolt. Small changes like this can ease digestion, steady your heart rate, and set you up for a stronger start to the day. Your body deserves that kind of care, especially as it changes with age. Now let's move on to the second mistake, one that many health-conscious seniors make without realizing it: drinking too much water too quickly in the morning. This one feels so right. After all, we've been told to hydrate first thing, and more water is always better, isn't it? But let's talk about someone like Betty, a 69-year-old from Florida. Betty was always trying to stay on top of her health. She read an article that said to hydrate as soon as you wake up, so she took it to heart. Every morning, she'd pour herself 2 big glasses of water, about 16 ounces, and drink them down one after the other, thinking she was doing her body a favor. She felt proud of her new habit, but soon she started noticing some odd symptoms. She'd feel lightheaded while walking to the living room, and there was a strange pressure in her lower belly. Not quite pain, but definitely uncomfortable. Instead of feeling energized, she felt sluggish, like her energy was draining instead of building. Betty thought it might be her age or maybe her blood pressure acting up, but the real issue was how quickly she was drinking all that water. Here's what happens. When you gulp down a large amount of water at once, especially on an empty stomach, it floods your system. As we age, our kidneys don't filter fluids as efficiently as they used to. They slow down, just like other parts of our body. That sudden rush of water can overwhelm them, leading to an imbalance in your electrolytes, which are the minerals your body needs to function, like sodium and potassium. This imbalance, sometimes called water intoxication, isn't common, but even a mild version can cause dizziness, headaches, bloating, or even confusion in older adults. Your body simply isn't as quick to adjust as it was when you were younger, and that flood of water can throw things off balance. We've been taught that more water is always better, but it's not just about the amount. It's about the pace. Your body isn't a bucket you can just fill up. It needs time to absorb and regulate fluids. So how can you hydrate smarter? Start with a smaller amount, about 4 ounces or half a glass, and sip it slowly. Then wait 15 to 20 minutes before having more. Use that time to ease into your morning. Maybe stretch a little, take your morning meds, or just sit and breathe deeply. Then go back for another small glass. Think of it like watering a delicate flower. You don't dump a gallon on it all at once. You give it just enough at the right pace so it can soak it up properly. Hydration should feel gentle and nourishing, not forced. Over time, this small shift can help you feel steadier, less bloated, and more energized because you're giving your body the chance to use the water you're giving it. It's all about balance, and your body will thank you for it. Let's move on to the third mistake, one that often catches even the most careful seniors off guard: drinking plain water in the morning without any electrolytes. This one sounds healthy on the surface. Plain water, no additives, just pure hydration, right? But let's talk about someone like George, an 82-year-old from Texas. George was diligent about his health. He drank his 8 glasses of water a day, just like his doc recommended. And he always started his morning with a big glass of plain, filtered water. He thought he was doing everything right, but he started feeling off. He felt weak, like his muscles had no strength, and his hands trembled slightly when he held his coffee mug. One day he lost his balance while walking to the mailbox and had to grab the railing to steady himself. His family thought it might be his meds or just aging, but the real issue was that George's hydration routine was too clean. Here's what was happening. Overnight, your body naturally loses electrolytes, minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, through breathing, light sweating, and urine. As we age, those levels drop even more. And if you wake up and immediately drink a large amount of plain water, you dilute those minerals further. When your body is low on electrolytes, you can feel it: weakness, fatigue, dizziness, even irregular heartbeats. Sodium helps your nervous system, potassium supports your muscles, and magnesium keeps your heart steady. Without them, water becomes almost empty. It hydrates, but it doesn't nourish. You might think, but isn't plain water the best choice? That's what we've been told for years, but for seniors, especially in the morning after a long night, plain water might not be enough to support your body's needs. So what can you do to hydrate more effectively? You don't need sugary sports drinks or expensive powders, just simple, natural solutions. Try adding a tiny pinch of high-quality sea salt to your morning water. Barely enough to taste. It adds a small amount of sodium to help your body balance fluids. Or have a banana with your water. It's a great source of potassium to support your muscles. You can also look for low-dose electrolyte supplements designed for seniors. They're gentle and won't overload your system. The goal is to give your body the minerals it needs to use the water you drink, so you feel strong and steady, not weak or shaky. Hydration isn't just about water, it's about how well your cells can use it, and a little balance can go a long way. Tomorrow morning, try pairing your water with a small source of electrolytes and see how you feel. More energized, more stable, and ready to take on the day. Now let's talk about the fourth mistake: one that doesn't get enough attention but can quietly affect your blood pressure and overall safety. Drinking water before taking your blood pressure medication in the morning. Let's meet someone like Helen, a 73-year-old from Colorado. Helen was meticulous about her health routine. Every morning she'd wake up, sit by her window with a view of the mountains, and take her blood pressure medication with a full glass of water before doing anything else. No breakfast, no movement, just the pill and the water. She'd been doing it this way for years, thinking it was the responsible thing to do. But then she started noticing some alarming symptoms. Some mornings, she'd feel so faint she had to sit back down, her vision would blur for a moment, and once her knees buckled as she stood up to get dressed. Her blood pressure readings were inconsistent, too high one day, too low the next. She thought she was doing everything right, but the timing of her water and medication was causing problems. Here's why this matters. Blood pressure medications, like ACE inhibitors, beta blockers, or diuretics, often work by relaxing your blood vessels or adjusting your fluid levels. When you take them on an empty stomach with a large glass of water, especially right after waking up, they can cause your blood pressure to drop too quickly before your body has a chance to adjust. As we age, our systems become more sensitive to these sudden changes, and that rapid drop can leave you feeling dizzy, shaky, or weak. You might think, but I've always been told to take my meds first thing in the morning. And that's a common belief. It feels disciplined to get it over with. But it's not about how early you take them. It's about giving your body the right conditions to handle the medication safely. So how can you adjust this habit? First, check with your doc or pharmacist about the best time to take your specific medication. Some are better with food, others without, but most work better after you've gotten up and moving. Try starting your morning with some light activity. Walk around the house for a few minutes, brush your teeth, or do some gentle arm stretches to get your blood circulating. If you can, eat a small snack first. A piece of toast, a banana, or even a few crackers can help stabilize your system. Then, when it's time to take your pill, use just a small sip of water, enough to swallow it, but not enough to flood your body. This small tweak can make a big difference in how you feel. No more dizzy spells, better balance, and more consistent energy throughout the morning. It's all about working with your body, not against it, and giving it the support it needs to handle your medications safely. Let's take a step back and reflect on why these small habits matter so much. Not just for your physical health, but for your peace of mind and your sense of independence. It can feel overwhelming sometimes, can't it? Realizing that something as simple as drinking water in the morning, a habit you've trusted for decades, might not be serving you the way it used to. It might even feel a little unfair. After all, you've been doing what you thought was best all this time. And now you're being asked to rethink something so basic, something you've done your whole life without a second thought. I understand that. It's not easy to shift habits that feel so ingrained, and it can bring up a mix of emotions, from frustration to uncertainty. But here's the beautiful part. This isn't about guilt, and it's definitely not about fear. This is about empowerment. Once you understand how your body works now, at this stage of life, you're no longer guessing or hoping you're doing the right thing. You know, you're in control, and you can make small, intentional changes that protect your health, boost your energy, and give you more confidence in your daily routine. Instead of thinking, why didn't I know this sooner? Try thinking, I'm so glad I know this now. Because now you can do something about it. You don't need to turn your life upside down or memorize complicated rules. Just make small adjustments with big intention. Tomorrow morning, try sipping room temperature water instead of something ice cold. Take your time, don't gulp, just sip slowly, giving your body a chance to adjust. Maybe wait a few minutes before taking your meds and pay attention to how you feel. Do you feel steadier, less lightheaded, more at ease? These little shifts might seem subtle, but they can add up to more energy, better digestion, and a stronger start to your day. And if you're caring for a loved one, a parent, a spouse, a friend, these are changes you can make together. It's not about fixing them, it's about nurturing them, supporting them in a way that feels loving and collaborative. Because aging well isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware, showing yourself kindness, and making choices that honor the incredible body that's carried you this far. You've made it to this stage of life because of your resilience, your wisdom, and your care. Now it's about using that wisdom to care for yourself in a new way, one that meets your body where it is today. And just by being here, by listening and learning, you're already taking the most important step. You're choosing to show up for yourself, and that's something to be proud of. Let's recap what we've learned today. We've covered the 4 biggest mistakes seniors make when drinking water in the morning, and how to fix them with simple, gentle changes. First, drinking cold water on an empty stomach. It might feel refreshing, but it can shock your digestive system and even affect your heart rhythm. Second, gulping too much water at once. That rush of fluid can throw off your electrolyte balance, leaving you dizzy or bloated. Third, skipping electrolytes in the morning. Plain water might not be enough to nourish your body after a long night. And fourth, taking blood pressure meds with too much water too soon. That can cause your pressure to drop too quickly, making you feel faint or unsteady. Which of these surprised you the most? Maybe you've already noticed one of these in your own routine. I'd love to hear about it, so drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Your story might inspire someone else who's quietly experiencing the same thing. Well, if this video gave you a new perspective or a helpful tip to try, I'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe to our channel. We're here to share simple, honest, and empowering advice for aging well. No fluff, just real insights to support you on your journey. Let's keep learning together so you can stay hydrated, stay informed, and above all, stay wise. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.